What's up, Instagram? I haven't been live on here in forever. I didn't forget about you guys or our little Wellness Off the Mat series. Clyde, get up here. Sorry, I've got dogs outside with me. Clyde, come back. Damn it. Anyway, yeah, so I didn't forget about you guys. I know it's been a while. Hey, Susan. So we're going to do a Wellness Off the Mat. I'm hanging out in Tennessee. And what we're going to talk about today is going to tie in directly to like some things that are going on in my life right now. So it'll be a little bit of a life update also. I've been doing some lives over on Mara and Collie's adventure page on Facebook, but I haven't been here in a while. So it's nice to see everybody. Mwah. So this week we're going to talk about change. Most of us kind of dread it, right? But it's like this somewhat unfortunate, inevitable part of life, right? Things change. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, right? How we approach it ends up kind of being everything. We can approach it as this dreaded, awful, horrible thing that sucks and we hate, and then it's gonna suck and we hate it, or we can accept it as like a natural part of life and it's gonna happen and it's gonna be here, and we can learn how to self-reflect in like useful ways so that we can, make more graceful pivots when those changes occur and present themselves in our life. So how does this tie into what's going on in my life right now? So as most of you know, I'm traveling. I left New York back in June. So I think I've been on the road about 7 weeks now, including like my pre-trip and actually moving out of my house. And we've done a little bit of everything. We've done like some road trip days. We did a week in a camper with my parents. We've stayed in Airbnbs. We've stayed in hotels. We stayed in a tent, both at like a campground with like lots of stuff and in like a primitive state campground with like bear boxes. It was super scary. So we've done kind of a little bit of everything. And I realized that I really love traveling and seeing places. That's number one, and this is really awesome, and that I want to keep doing this. But I also realized that like the go that we were doing in this constant change and new place was not going to be sustainable in the long run for me or the dog. So I started to notice that she was a little stressed out and having like a lot of anxiety on travel days. As soon as like I'd start packing to go somewhere, she'd be super anxious and just want to get in the car. So like that I didn't leave her behind or something. And like a little just not doing well with the traveling. And then like the day after we'd get somewhere, she'd be like super anxious in the place. She wouldn't really sleep well at night, just being in a new environment. So and for me too, like hopping, eventually like I need a day to just chill, and sometimes I'm not in a place long enough to really take advantage of that, to have that chill time and still have time to like go see stuff. So that landed perfect timing when I arrived in Tennessee, where I am now with some friends. I've been here almost 2 weeks. Shh, don't remind her how long I've been here. She might make me leave. But I've been here almost 2 weeks hanging out. It's actually, we figured out it's my oldest friend. So we met when we were 5 years old. So we've been friends for 30 years. And our families were friends. Her younger brothers are friends with my younger brother and sister. So we've just kind of always been connected. So she just had a baby, so I'm here hanging out with the baby and snuggling, and it's been awesome. And it's given me some time to like make those changes and those pivots and those more graceful approaches and do that self-reflecting that I kind of needed to do right now. So I started thinking about some alternatives. How can I travel and do what I want to do and also have a little bit more stability? So I was like, well, maybe I'll stay in a place for like a month, right? And just be in one place, have a house, the dog will be super comfortable. I can have like my routine and that stability. This way I can have those chill days when I need them, and I also have plenty of time to explore. I can work, it'll be great. And I started looking into that, and Airbnb is super expensive, you guys. So I started thinking more, like before I even left on the trip, I wanted to buy an RV or like a bus or something next year was the plan, right? Like I'm gonna come back from this trip, I'll stay in New York for a little bit, I get an RV. So I was like, well, if that's like the plan ultimately, why don't we just do that now. So I am hanging out in Tennessee and I'm RV shopping. So that is my kind of graceful pivot. But I took that time to really like think about, what do I need? What's not working right now? What's going to get me to that place where it's working? And this will open up a lot more work opportunity for me. I'll have more space to have more things with me that I just don't have in the Jeep. So I'll be able to do a lot more, which is really awesome. And it'll open up more places to stay and things to do. I won't always have to find a place. And it'll give the dog and I both that stability of like always having the same house. So it's kind of like hitting all those points. It lets us travel. And it'll actually give me a little bit more freedom with her, because leaving her in the RV will be a little easier than like leaving her in the car to do stuff. So, she can't go on like a lot of hikes in national parks, but if we're camping, I can, leave her in the RV with like a cool pet monitor or something, and she can chill in the AC while mommy goes hiking. So it'll be great for both of us. So that's the new mission. So, as change presents itself in your life and things that are like, maybe feeling uncomfortable or just not feeling right anymore, it's just about taking that time to pull back a little bit, think about what's going on, where is that uncomfortability coming from, and what can we do about it to, kind of see if we can shift some things. And, maybe if buying an RV right now wasn't feasible, I'd shift to something, I'd have to shift to something else. So, maybe coming up with a list, like I looked at places to rent for a month, right? I gave myself a few different options to see what kind of felt right, and including like pulling something, like towing, and this is just really where it just feels really good. So sometimes you just got to go with that, right? We got to learn to trust that inner knowing, trust our gut, right? It's a little bit of that like higher power speaking to us. So I was thinking about what to talk about for our video today, and I was like almost there, but I was just missing that thing that like tied it all in. And I came outside with the dogs for a minute, and these dragonflies started flying around. So I looked up the meaning of dragonflies, and that's what they're all about, is like change and tapping into that inner knowing and that higher enlightenment. So it doesn't have to be scary, and it doesn't have to suck, right? We can approach it from a more positive place and a more positive mindset, and we can get through it a little bit more gracefully. So that's my wellness off the mat and my personal life update, all rolled into one for you guys today. I'm going to take you on a little walk over here. We'll see if we can see. There's a nice view of the mountains right across the street. So let's see. It's a little hazy. I think it's hazy in New York, right? From all the fires out west. I'm going to guess that that's probably what's going on here too. But just like every day I get to see in the mountains. We're right in like the heart of the Smokies is where I'm at in Tennessee, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, no, it's great down here. Life is great. We're RV shopping. I might have found the one. I didn't hop on at 2 o'clock today. I was a little preoccupied with this really super awesome RV in Ohio, so fingers crossed, you guys. But yeah, so there's wellness off the mat. We'll be back at this every week, every Wednesday. You can count on it. I'm getting settled and into a groove and back into a routine and doing stuff. So this will be one of those things that happens every week again, because I love hanging out with you guys, and just keeps me on my shit and on my accountability. So it makes me a better human. So I love you all. Thanks for helping me out. Hopefully once in a while it helps you out too. I love you all. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.